Hello, welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is your girl Anita. Thank you so much for being here once again. Thank you so much for your continuous love and support and the care you've given to me, for the comments and for the encouraging words. Thank you so much. Those who are new here, my names are Anita K, Ninsiima, and this is my YouTube channel, Anita Kaye, where I basically make videos talking about type 1 diabetes living and everything about type 1 diabetes. So stay tuned and keep on supporting me and subscribing to my channel. Now, as I had promised earlier on in my past videos, I said I would make a documentary talking about my life as a T1D. That is from the time I was diagnosed to 2024, which was last year. So in that whole gap, that I'll be discussing the entire things that I encountered, how the journey has been, the challenges that I met, how I had to adapt to the whole new lifestyle, everything that happened from 2006 to 2024. So the videos will be divided from my time from high school, that is when I was diagnosed, then to university and life after campus, then also the big challenges that I endured, especially last year. Last year was a very hard year for me, but we shall get there. So once again, I'm Anita K. Ninsiima. I'm a type 1 diabetes advocate, a writer, blogger, and creative, plus other things. By this time, now I'm focusing on diabetes. I have another YouTube channel called The Fashion Melody, which focuses on fashion, lifestyle, beauty, travel, all that. You can as well also check out that channel for more inspiration. So I was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes on October 14th, 2006, and that was in my S1 third term. So to begin with, the whole situation started way back in 2005. I was in P7 second term. I was diagnosed with severe ulcers, and I think I was going through so much stress. I don't know exactly what was happening, but I remember there's a time I had to go for counseling with my cousins, and it was quite hectic. Like at a very young age, you're getting ulcers, and I think plus the stress of mocks in the second term. So I was admitted for 2 weeks in the hospital, then 2 weeks at home. That is a month. Good enough. I was able to treat the ulcers and get healed. Then I went back to school. I did my missed papers and everything. I completed my primary 7. So I do not know if what happened to me in my second term, P7, might have partly also caused what happened to me in 2006. So I joined secondary, and it was in S1 third term. In September, I remember now I had started developing signs of diabetes, but by then I didn't know anything about diabetes other than knowing that it was a condition that only old people get. Just I knew it for old people. Okay, so I didn't know anything by then. I didn't know about juvenile diabetes. I never imagined myself in that position. So in September, the first things that I noticed, so the things that happened to me, first of all, I was losing weight, serious weight. I lost weight. I started over drinking lots of fluids, a lot, plus junk. Now remember, I was adding more junk, and the junk was adding me more problems. So after that, I remember I started developing wounds. I had wounds on my tongue. My eyesight was affected. I could not see things that are very far. Though I used to make it a point, like every time I had to sit in front. Like I liked the front position just next to the wall, but I'm able to see on the blackboard. So when I started developing those things, then in the night it was becoming hard for me to sleep because I would wake up like 4 times in the night to just pass out urine. Still I'm drinking, nothing is changing, I'm just choking size. I started losing appetite. Then when matters got worse, that was coming to October, whenever I would pee, my urine would be smelling, or if I tasted it, it was smelling sweet, or it was tasting rather sweet. It was very, very sweet. And it was draining. Then I started developing even candida. It's like, why, what is happening? So in October, things got worse. Now it happened one night prep. My friends were completely like, those who would sit around me were terrified. They were confused. They didn't know what was going on. So what they decided to do was to take me to the school sick bay that night. After night preps, went to a sick bay. So the nurse blasted me off because I came late to see her. So she blasted me off, all of us. She chased us away and we went back to dorm. So I slept. I went back there the next day, and she was surprised. She was shocked. Like, is this the same person I was seeing last night? Like, really? Did you have to go that far? Okay. So afterwards, immediately she organized, called my class teacher, called the school matron, called the headmistress, and told them that we are taking Anita home for treatment. So I was taken into the car with the matron and the class teacher. So we reached home. Remember, I was very, very thirsty. I was over drinking. I reached home. To reach there, I just got a mango juice box. It was a box of Splash, and it was mango, and I was drinking, not knowing I was just making matters even more worse. So my parents immediately just rushed, took me to the hospital. We got there. They took me to the lab. I did a urine and blood test, and after 30 minutes, we were seated in a corridor somewhere outside the lab, me and my parents waiting for the results. So in that process, we see the lab attendant coming towards me. She was holding a glucometer. Then I did not know a glucometer. I had never seen it in my life. I didn't know its use. I had no knowledge about whatever was happening then. But because one of my parents is a medical doctor, he was scared. He was scared and panicking from somewhere. So everyone was just shocked. Then a lady came and took my blood samples. My test and the records were extremely shocking. My blood sugar levels had reached above 30. I'm not still sure about the exact number it was, but I remember it was about 30. So what they did, they had to admit me immediately, and I started taking insulin doses every time I would go to eat, morning, lunch, supper. I was on insulin shots, plus I was also put on serious drinking and a strict diet. My diet has now changed from junk to more of greens, more of proteins, less of carbs. In fact, carbs were cut at first, and the doctors and the nurses just decided to keep on monitoring me for a week. So I spent a whole week in the hospital. Definitely, I was also shocked myself. I didn't imagine this life. It was shocking. It was going to be tough for me in the days to come, but by God's grace, I'm still here. I've lived with the condition for 18 years. Yes, and it's not an easy journey. I've met so many obstacles, so many challenges. Then the fact that there is stigma towards individuals with T1D, I'm still heavy on that. So after that 1 week in the hospital, in October, I was discharged, went back home. I stayed there till the time we were supposed to do end of year examinations. We were left with 2 weeks to end the year and to do promotion exams. So I went back to school, and in those last 2 weeks, I was made a day scholar. Imagine a day scholar in a school that is entirely for boarding. So I was a day scholar for 2 weeks. I would just wake up in the morning, take my breakfast, my insulin shot, breakfast, brush, and go back to school, study, do exams. Then in the evening, I get back home.